Good day, happy travelers. Seven Continents Travel Agency here today talking about Alaska. Shore excursions at the port of Ketchikan. So if you're watching this, you are either booked on a cruise or you're thinking about booking a cruise. You want to see what there is to do in Alaska, Ketchikan. There's 49 different shore excursions to do. We're going to give you an overview, a super high-level overview of all of them. But we'll also cover some of the reviews that other providers have provided. Carnival and Norwegian are great at giving some reviews on the shore excursions that they provide. Royal Caribbean and Celebrity, they'll just kind of let you leave it to your own experience. And then you can, either take it or leave it. After you've done it, of course. Let's start off strong with a lumberjack show. So you go off into the village. And for $199 for an adult, $129 for kids, you are going to see the show. This was if you have the Smithsonian Channel. You may have seen this particular show featured on it. So why watch it on TV? You can be part of it. And it has received one review, and it is highly recommended. And I bet there might even be some details. They enjoyed it. There's not a lot of walking, so good for people who need assistance. But kids enjoyed the show. So if you're looking for something to do, that is certainly something enjoyable and certainly well enough for Norwegian Cruise Lines to feature it on their show about the Norwegian escape. How about some totem poles, wildlife sanctuary, and eagles? $169 for an adult, $119 for kids. This has received 2 reviews, and you're going to see you're going to get the Ketchikan experience on this. Moderate activity level of 2, so kind of in between. And the reviews for this, there's no reviews noted for this. How about the Misty Fjords Explorer? $249 for an adult, $179 for kids. 7 reviews. This has a 3-star rating. And so to ride the fjords, it's about an hour and a half each direction. 100 yards gotta be able to walk 100 yards to the boat. So if you have some folks in your party who have some mobility concerns, if they have a manual wheelchair, it can be accommodated, but the motorized scooters are not compatible with the buses. So that is what we have so far. It says there's 7 reviews here, but no reviews are linking just yet. All right. Let's go to the Sea Kayak. $199 for an adult, $139 for kids. And if you just don't want to be on land walking, or want to be on a smaller boat, you are in luck. 4.5 hours long. There is some weight and height limitations. Minimum age 8, maximum weight's 260, maximum height 6'6". You'll be provided a dry bag to put some of your stuff in there that is not dry bag friendly. So that is what you will do. Guests who go ashore do so with the understanding that they will be mixing with members of the general public. I think that's always good to know. How about a rainforest island adventure? $189 for an adult, $139 for kids, and you are going to hop in a boat and see the rainforest. So mossy covered foliage is what I like to call it. Got to weigh at least 40 pounds, be in pretty good condition. So there'll be some walking. Women in their 3rd trimester should not do that if you're pregnant. And that is and the tour operates under special permit of the National Forest. The duck tour. You can do it in Seattle. You can do it in Ketchikan. $129 for an adult, $109 for kids. 2.5 hours long, and you are going off and get into the boat. If you have some mobility concerns, there are 9 steps to get in, including strollers, walkers, and wheelchairs. They're stored in a dried location and then returned to you. How about the backcountry Jeep and canoe and safari? So if you want to get off of a duck, just go into a Jeep. $219 for an adult, $169 for kids. There is some age restrictions. You got to be minimum age of 5, at least 40 pounds, good physical condition. Drivers must be at least 25 years of age. Sign the liability and insurance waiver, and that's a pretty good start. There you go. That is a pretty good start, but there you go. I mean, there's going to be a lot to see. How about craft beer and Dungeness crab meal, 4.5 hours long? You got to be 21 21 years of age to enjoy the beverage. Minimum age to participate is 8. Maximum weight is 300 pounds. If you use a wheelchair, this is not available if you use a wheelchair. There's just no storage. Got to be able to walk about 79 steps. How about a canoe and nature trail? $149 for an adult. Whoa, $99 for kids. 3 hours long, and participants must weigh at least 40 pounds and just dress comfy. And I think that says it best. How about an Eagle Island kayak? $159 for an adult, $119 for kids. 3.5 hours long. Minimum age is 8. Cannot weigh more than you need to weigh less than 260. So weight requirements 260. Can't be taller than 6'7" to fit comfortably into the kayak. There's about an hour and a half of paddling. So dress or just prepared for that physical exertion. How about a native village? $109 for an adult, $79 for kids. You're going to see some traditions that are local to the region, dressed accordingly. They can take wheelchairs, but not motorized scooters. How about a crab fest? The George Inlet, $149 for an adult, $139 for kids. 3 hours long. Good for a family, good for the meal. And again, they can take a collapsed wheelchair. Rainforest Ropes Challenge. I always enjoy a good ropes challenge. Did one of these near the Seattle area. $209 for an adult, $209 for kids. 3.5 hours long. There's some weight limitations. Cannot be higher than 270. Cannot be lower than 70. And if you're pregnant, have neck, back problems, you may not want to select this. But certainly very memorable indeed. How about a rainforest hike? And you know what? When you're done with that, why don't you celebrate with a brew? $179 for kids, $199 for adults, 3 hours long, and you will walk. There's 2 hours of walking, so as you purchase this, just make sure everyone can do that, and it's not good for those with limited mobility. And dress for the weather. How about a sea cycle ocean adventure? We don't want to paddle on the land, don't want to use a bicycle. How about a bicycle of the water? $199 for an adult, $189 for kids, 2.5 hours long, and you are going off into the water, paddling your little way through the area. Not good for those who use a wheelchair, and you got to be at least 3 years of age. It's about 3.5 miles at a leisurely pace. Halibut fishing, $4.99 for an adult, $4.49 for kids. You'll spend a day, 5.5 hours, out onto the water fishing for halibuts. 5 years of age, minimum weight of 30 pounds, maximum weight is 300, and you got to wear shoes. Deck rubber-soled shoes must be worn on the boat, and dress accordingly. Fishing time is 4.5 hours. You got to have a fishing license. You'll need to buy that. It's an additional $25. And if you catch a fish, want to have your fish processed, they will send it. There is a fish processing plant, but it's closed from September 15th to May 15th. Well, there you go. So if you're fishing, like, hey man, I want to catch a fish and I would like to enjoy the fish. There you go. But a self-drive Zodiac adventure. These are pretty cool. $199 for an adult, $199 for kids. 2.5 hours long. Comes with a nice tasty snack. Not good for those with a wheelchair if you have mobility concerns. 25 years of age with a valid driver's license to drive. Minimum weight is 30 pounds. Maximum weight 350. Minimum age is 6 years old. So if you have neck or back problems, this excursion may not be for you. How about a totem bite park? $85 for adults, $59 for kids. 2 hours long, 4-star review. Looks like 4 reviews, almost 5 stars. 4 3/4 stars review, so it's got some pretty good reviews there. Pretty leisurely activity. How about Alaska Lodge Adventure and Sea Fest? $209 for an adult, $129 for kids. And tour takes place in all weather conditions. Just make sure you can walk a half mile up and down the ramps. And there might be some inclines in extreme low tides thanks to the lunar cycle. So if you're looking to get off and enjoy some Sea Fest and some boat, there you go. Rainforest hike, $149 for an adult, $139 for kids, 3 hours long. And you got to be 5 years of age to participate. Not friendly for those with wheelchairs. And the hike is about 3 miles round trip. So if you just want to immerse yourself into the scenery, that is what you're looking for. How about a sea crab fisherman's tour? $309 for an adult, $239 for kids. Highly rated, 5 stars, 8 reviews. Participants must be 5 years of age. Goes through rough waters. Time spent is 3 hours out there. Transportation to and from the port is about an hour and a half. That's how you end up with that 4.5 hours. Cell phone use is discouraged on this. And bring a camera, credit card, or cash for onboard shopping. Maybe to buy a crab. Maybe to buy a t-shirt of you catching a crab. Rainforest expedition, $149 for an adult, $139 for kids, 2.5 hours long. Not recommended for those with mobility, but you are going to go into the rainforest on an expedition. Don't want to do an expedition? How about an e-bike and a nature walk? $179 for an adult, $169 for kids, 2.5 hours long. There are some height wage limitations of note. 12 years old is the minimum age. Minimum height is 5 foot. Cannot weigh more than 275. And if you have a wheelchair, this is not friendly for you. How about an adventure kart expedition? There you go. The go-karts in Alaska. 3 hours long, 4 reviews, 3.5 stars is what they have there. There's some height wage. Got to be 5 foot tall. 40 to 300 pounds is the range there. Got to have a driver's license. Cart accommodates 2 guests. And if you have neck and back problems, carts are not for you. How about a bear encounter by land and by sea? $3.99 for adults, $2.99 for kids, 4.5 hours long, and you're going to encounter bears by land and by sea. This is not wheelchair accessible. Walk is about a half mile. How about a lumberjack show? And you know what goes good with a lumberjack show? Crab. $269 for an adult, $179 for kids, for nearly 5 hours, 4 hours and 45 minutes. Family friendly, comes with a meal. And regarding wheelchairs, Lodge has 79 stairs, and there is a courtesy shuttle. The wheelchair, if the wheelchair can collapse, there you go. All right, so it is wheelchair friendly. How about a chauffeur-driven Hummer? $900 for an adult, $900 for kids, 4 hours long, and you are going to go off and see what there is to see in a Hummer. You tell the Hummer where to go. There you go. Okay, here we go. Prices per vehicle. Guests do not drive the Hummer, and the vehicles will not go off-road, but it does come with a knowledgeable person to take you where you need to go and see the things listed here. That's nice. That's actually a pretty good deal. How about a zip, rappel, and a sky bridge? $249 for an adult, $219 for kids, 3.5 hours long. A whole bunch of limitations for this. Minimum weight is 90, maximum weight 250, minimum height 60 inches. If you got neck back problems, mobility concerns, this is certainly not for you. But if you meet that criteria, that is a lot of fun, and I would recommend doing it. Wilderness Explorer and Crab. Just want to go see the sights, eat some crabs local to the area. $229 for an adult, $159 for kids. Don't want crab, just want to drink some beer. $99 for kids. Pub crawl, bring your kids. $99 for adult, 2 hours long, and there is a snack. 21 years of age to enjoy the beverages there. How about some private halibut fishing? $4.99 for an adult, $4.99 for kids, 5.5 hours long, and you are going to go off and catch some halibut. 5 years of age is the start. Can't weigh more than 300 pounds. Fishing license is $15, required for 16 years of age and older. Oh, the season, you may be able to keep something per day, must be under 40 inches or over 80 inches. Third-party process. So there's some details there if you want to know about how to process your fish. How about a lake kayak? $139 for an adult, $129 for kids. 2.5 hours long, 75 minutes of kayaking. Cannot weigh 275 or more. Height is 6'6". Minimum age to participate is 8. How about a Bright Park and Lumberjack show? $129 for an adult, $79 for kids, and you are going to go to the state park, and then when you're done with that, you'll see the Lumberjack show. And that is what there is to do in Alaska. I hope you found something, or Ketchikan rather. Hope you found something you'd like to do. And until the next video, I hope you travel safely.